the same person that I did the reading for in my last video, I'm 99.9% sure that this is for you. Okay, because things came out, but I am running late. This reading is not about you. It needs to be shared online. This next part is very interesting because when you put like the cards underneath each other, it says way, but you also got another card somewhere on here, and I'm sure we'll get to it, that says like you're on your way. So I don't know if this refers to like the actual meanings of, surely it refers to the meanings of the cards, but I just thought it was really interesting that it's, it says way. Anyway, so W for wisdom and harmony. Someone is going to get a text message, or someone has sent a text message. So something about a text message is really important, and you're not even going to believe the dates that I pulled out. Anyway, hold on. Okay, so something about text messages, someone sending a text, I don't know. Like it must have been it must be, or it must have been an important text. Damn, Lucky must be really thirsty. Maybe it was a thirst text, because like, why is my dog still drinking water? Do you know what I mean? So maybe it was like a text that was a bit thirsty, or maybe the person that you're texting is just a thirsty person. I don't know. Anyway, so this card, Hecate, okay? So Hecate is looking over this. Hecate's been looking over every single one of the readings that I've been doing lately. Hello, boy. Hello. No, not right now. You can't jump on here. All right, so this refers to intuition. Shake it off, apparently. So like, relax. Just relax. Shake it off. Whatever is going on, shake it off. Okay? You're at a crossroads right now, and this refers to like hand of God, intuition, like you are being guided. Next one made me smile a little bit, because this has been something that I've really, really, really been working on, is like not seeking validation from others. And it says, oops, you've done a lot of work to stop comparing like yourself to others, which is really great. That's your faith, healing, meditation. It's got the card for the common minor. If you don't know what that bird is, have a little look see. I literally only learned about, I've seen this bird before a million times, but I literally only learned about that bird from like a specific person. So that's my bird for someone. And then the last one, breath of God, which I think relates to that other card that we just pulled, or like that I just showed you. It's like that hand of God. Like you are very, 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 very guarded and protected. I'm not even doing any of my, I've not done any of my makeup, and that's why I'm here. I'm running late. Okay, next one. Okay, guys, something's going on with your friends. Something that your friends have said, like, it's not right. So I got the friend card, and then it says they have misunderstood. So like, maybe your person or your ex-person has like misunderstood your friends. Maybe your friends misunderstand them. Maybe your friends have said something and it's not quite right because they've misunderstood. Down here it says, what they said is not what is actually happening. They have misunderstood. Change will occur. So this is the next card. Change will occur. They are coming back to you. And then the next one says, now why can't I talk now? They told you the truth, just not all of it. So either your friend has told you the truth, just not all of it, or like whoever they've misunderstood about has told you the truth, just not all of it. Someone's not seeing something right. Everyone's confused. No one's communicating, or at least they're communicating the wrong things. Clinging. Someone is clinging, holding on, obsessing, and spying. Okay, that could be a friend. That could be the person on your mind. I don't know. But also someone is looking on secret accounts. Immature, scaredy cat. Start communicating. I can't show you some of these cards, but I think this is what the misunderstanding is about, or like the thing that people are getting wrong, or like, maybe it's right, but not 100% right. And I placed this top card here because it's like confusing. Okay, so it says it's time to confront this person with what you know. So share your full perspective. Confront them about what you know, not what you don't know. And then I can't show this next card because it's got some words on it that, and also some imagery on it that I can't share, but it basically relates to them being reckless, not just in the bedroom, but also reckless in love, reckless with people's hearts. So whenever this text message comes through, or maybe this is what your text message to them was about, is confronting them with what you know. And it has something to do with them being reckless in love, like matters of the heart, but also reckless. Oh, well, I mean, down here, it talks about schmeasual contact with other people. And it does say that there was no schmeasual contact with other people while you two were seeing each other. But it doesn't change the fact that they are reckless in matters of the heart. And also, they're very reckless regardless in that, you know what I mean? So confront them with what you know. Maybe that's what your text message was about. Maybe that's what you need to do. But regardless, you need to break. Where is it? You need to close this cycle where you are chasing toxic people, pursuing, and being resilient against like these hollow, empty, broken, shallow people. Because yeah, I feel like you've been through so much. And I was literally just thinking last night, because I've been through something similar, and I need to do my makeup while I'm doing this because it's defeating the purpose. But I was thinking about this last night. I've been through something similar, and I'm currently going through it still, like just trying to not be so impacted by it, because I'm still so hurt. It sucks when you have told someone what you've been through in your childhood, and then they do the thing that you've told them is your trigger. Because I'm autistic. Yeah, it can be really easy to forget that every single person on this planet is usually only thinking from like level 1, level 2 awareness. And I'll do a video on like, I guess, the different stages of awareness, because many people only make it to level 2 because it's really hard. It's really hard to move to different levels. Any more levels of awareness beyond number 2 means that you have to stop blaming other people for the, turmoil in your life, and you actually start seeing things as patterns. Luckily for me, I'm autistic, and that's really, really easy. But it's like not just patterns in other people, but also patterns in yourself. And it means that instead of pointing the finger this way, it actually comes this way. Because it's like, yeah, this person, sure, they did terrible things, but it's like, what part of me is attracted to that, where I have found myself engaging with this pattern multiple times during my life, not just in love, but also in work, etc., etc. But it is that idea of like, I was pondering last night. I was like, damn, first of all, how could you, taking away all of the other extra stuff, how could you? But also second, how could you when like I've told you about my childhood, I've told you how I've literally lived through so much darkness, and then you just bring me more darkness. Why couldn't you have just left me alone from the start? Did you secretly want me dead? Do you secretly hate me? Like, why would anyone do this to someone, let alone do this to someone who has been so vulnerable with you and shared their childhood? But then on top of that, I'm like, oh, you're ableist. Ableist! Because I'm autistic, and I told you my exact kryptonites, the things that I struggle with, the things that, with autism, like I've grown up building all of these like little traumas, because first of all, I didn't know I was autistic for ages. And second of all, people took advantage of me because they saw my autism as like a weakness and something to take advantage of. And you've just gone and done it. You've just gone and done it. So not only are you a terrible person, but you're also ableist. So it's really easy to get trapped in that mindset, because like it's very valid, but it also lacks a little bit of nuance. Like it's a very nuanced opinion in the first place, or like thing to feel in the first place, but it also lacks nuance of people aren't actually doing things to you, right? People are usually just acting out of their shadows. And when I show you the other cards that have come out, it has something to do with not just mummy issues, but also daddy issues. And you'll start to see a bigger picture being painted when I show you the rest of the reading. Hold on, let me just quickly finish this. Probably not blended, but she'll be right. What do we do about this person on your mind? Because clearly things are very, very confusing, but also you know things. You know something. You know that they're reckless with your heart, with other people's heart, and you also know that they've been reckless in, you know, even if there was no, that kind of contact with other people during your connection, it doesn't matter. Clearly there's something that's been done here where you know that they've been reckless in both of those avenues. So what do you do with this person? Well, first of all, you need to ignore this person until you can see real change. I don't even know how I would, I don't know how you would see real change. It says kissing is fine, but nothing more. So maybe you can give him a little smooch, or her a little smooch. Don't get caught up in the details, because these two cards came out. Shady, and it's got a girl with a mask on there, so they're still masking. They're not showing you the entire thing. And then I can't show you the picture on this other card, but it says Jezebel, and if you know what that word means, it means that they are engaging with either the person that they're engaging with is very, very shady, or it's just referring to them being shady with you, because they are currently. So this tells me that you aren't seeing this person right now, but the cards are telling me that they are currently shady and engaged with someone who is probably also shady. This next thing relates to your responses. And this is very much like something that I'm struggling with. So I don't know if I've got much advice on this. It says, your response could have been better, but you're on your way. And that's why I thought those starting cards were really cool and interesting, because when you put them side by side, it says way. So it says your response could have been better. It could have been better, but you're on your way. And it's asking you to balance your emotions, your two emotions. So it's saying be kind. So maybe when you find stuff out like this, maybe you're like, I have a history of being very so maybe you have adapted a little bit and you're less, to the throat when someone betrays you, which is really, really good. So maybe that's the thing you're on your way with. But for me, the thing I'm trying to balance is like, okay, how do I be less when someone betrays me? Because I'm acting from a place of being dysregulated and my childhood wounds, and it's just like all those emotions come up. But how do I do that without completely tipping the scale and rolling over and being this like submissive person? So it's balancing those things. So it's not just being it's not just like trying to be a little kinder and a little bit more understanding and realizing that people do things not to you, but from themselves, to also like standing in your sovereignty and like being diplomatic, adaptable, realizing that karma will do everything for you. And then also don't ignore your knowledge. Like, you've got knowledge. So be kind, but also you know what you know. And then it says close this cycle. Big fat pattern that you've got with this person. What's the time? Am I running late? I am running late. Okay. We're halfway through. I'm going to show you the cards and then I'm going to talk while I do my makeup. This relates to the truth. This unity card came out in this, I'm pretty sure it's the same person, but it was the first and the last card to come out. Unity, wholeness, infinite potential. This is a twin flame reading. In our last reading for this person, or whoever this is for, a twin flame card didn't come out, but they had a pairing. It was upside down. And if you watch the YouTube video, because I didn't include the entire reading on TikTok, I did like a pre-reading of what was like happening in my head. And then I pulled cards, and everything that happened in the cards was everything that I pulled in my head before I drew the cards. And it was about something being upside down, and it shouldn't be. And then when the cards came out, it was the king and queen. And this guy is successful. He's rich. But I mean, he might be broke soon. I don't know. but he's shallow. Like, he's got a lot to work on. Go look at that reading. I'll link it in the caption. But he does not know what he could have if he closed out his own cycles and if he actually took his twin flame seriously. Because they don't know wealth yet. They think they know wealth. They don't know wealth yet. Anyway, so I said that I would show you the cards and then I was doing my makeup. Okay, Anyway, this relates to, like, you need truth before you can have any of that. The next thing said, it's going to take a while, and it's only when you release resistance. And then it says the letter J, and it says spiritual meaning. So J might be, why can't I speak? I don't know who this person is. But anytime I'm doing your reading, I can't speak. So maybe you're like blocked up in the throat. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you're always sick. Maybe you just like have something that you need to say and you can't say it or something. But I can't wait until you're able to speak, because I cannot keep doing readings like this where I cannot speak. So please, whatever it is that you need to say, bloody say it. Even if it's not to the person yet, just go say it to someone. Jeez Louise, go see a therapist, please. I'm begging ya. It's like I've got phlegm in my throat. Oh. Okay, so this next one is probably the reason why this guy is like this. Okay? And it has to do with their mum and their dad. Now, their mum and their dad may still be in their life. Oh my gosh. But it says this person has a combination of father issues. Now, this card has different types of, childhood trauma. He's got a combination of it. So he's got a combination of experiencing his father being aggressive, being avoidant, and being smothering. So he's got a combination. And it looks like his father is threatened by his success. I also got another money about coin. Card about coin. So clearly that has something to do with money. And then for the mother issues, there's a love-hate relationship there. Like, love my mum, but also hate my mum. There's no real explanation on that. And I don't know that we need to know that explanation. If you know this person and they've told you, you would know what I'm talking about. If you don't know and no explanation has come out, then it's probably for them to share with you. Okay, then I got these cards come out. So a coin, something, and this is how I'm like, well, there's a couple of things that align from that other reading, but okay, hold on. I need to do both things at the same time. Okay, a coin, authorities, as in police, and handcuffs, thug, getting arrested. I think this person is in trouble with the law, or they are about to be. They are about to have some issues when it comes to money, whether that is the tax man, whether that is they've stolen some money, whether that is the inheritance thing that I was picking up on, where a death happened and people are not sure if the death happened because someone willed it to happen, because someone actually did something to someone. You know those stories where they say things to them because they know they're about over the edge, and that in itself is a crime. It is a crime. You just need to be happily single and live in the moment. Your life lacks some fun. You are lacking some fun. Do you, stress-free, focus on your career, and you can date. You can start dating if you like. Okay? I don't see this person sorting their life out anytime soon. Move, however, feels comfortable for you. I haven't been able to even look at a man. I haven't been able to look at a man, let alone start dating, but just move, however, is you have integrity. You actually don't have any loyalty to this person. You shouldn't have any loyalty to this person because they don't have loyalty to you, and clearly they're seeing someone else right now. Also, you are moving in the next month, very, very soon, a month away, and you're supposed to be moving with a friend. That card kept coming out for me, and I was asking around with my friends because I was like, I've lived in this same place for 5 years, and I don't like moving because that's my biggest fear because I was homeless. And anything to do with moving house, having a house inspection, it really scares me. And so when that card kept coming out for me, big anxiety, my friend, big anxiety. And I'm like, why would I have to move? I've signed years and years here. Why would I have to move? And guess what happened, guys? My real estate sent people to evaluate the house. What does that mean? Does that mean that my landlords are trying to sell, or they're what does that mean? Because I do not want to move house and I don't want to move with anyone else. But apparently you're moving. So maybe you need Because it says in the next month. So maybe you just need to like prepare. Start looking for places. Start looking for people to move with. Last couple of cards. Now, like I said, this is a twin flame reading. Sorry. But there is currently another love connection in their life. For me, when that happened for me, my cards kept telling me, and it told me like every single day for months and months and months, even while we were in separation. And when the cards came out, I cried and I was like so upset. And I'm like, why do I care about this person? Because it was such a, I don't know, it was a quick but drawn out thing. Very confusing thing. And I'm like, maybe this is just like a karmic connection, but they kept saying twin flame, twin flame. And there is this whole debate in that like twin flame journey community where it's like, it's too painful. Like, should I just go with a soulmate? I just don't want to be treated like this. I don't want to feel like this. It feels like the worst thing in the world. And so there are some people that actually don't go with their twin flame. They don't wait for them and they choose a soulmate instead. And that's a personal decision that everyone has to make. But currently there is a love connection in their life. And I struggled with that, knowing it in the cards, but then over time I started to build like a callus to it because this person hasn't treated me the best. And then obviously it kept coming out in readings. So I, built resilience to it until like recently someone told me something that they saw. Oh, and it was like I hadn't built a callus. It was like they ripped the whole callus off and it was straight back to the wound. Ah! So that's hard to hear. But it's something you have to process. Maybe I haven't processed it right. Because, you need to get out of the illusion of the fairy tale. Because life is not a fairy tale. People are imperfect. And not everyone has gone through their spiritual awakening. People need chaos for their ego death to happen. You can't put someone through a spiritual awakening. You can't force anyone to awaken or like kill their ego or confront their ego. It's not something that words can do. It's only something that experience can do. And it looks like this person has a lot of consequences coming their way. And only they can learn it through that experience. So right now you just need to say goodbye. Say goodbye to this person and consider whether or not you even want to unite or have that unity with your twin flame. It's a beautiful thing. And I think that's what this reading and all of your readings have said. Unity, unity, unity. But at the end of the day, we all have free will. And I hate being told what to do. So if you are like me, consider whether or not you're willing to settle for your it's supposed to be the best thing in the world. And it will delay you. You'll have more lifetimes where you have to deal with this over and over again. But, you can only do what you can do. Love spell. Someone feels like they're under a love spell. You might feel haunted by this person. I know I feel haunted by mine. And you can't really get rid of them ever. So it's like, if you settle with your soulmate, you're always going to be haunted by them. So it does feel like you're haunted, but you just got to do what you can to get them off your mind. And I might share a video later on how I'm trying to do that. But something about December is going to happen and you will need to share your full perspective. Stop holding back. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Okay. So, my makeup. Oh, gosh. I'm late. No, I actually am late. Okay. So, share your full perspective in December. It comes back to this communication thing where, like, you have to balance how you respond to this person. You can't go straight for the throat. You have to have that full understanding. This person has major mummy and daddy issues. They've also never been held to account for anything. The consequences of their actions are coming back to bite them. They are going to have a very, very terrible next year. Just saying. And it's not, you can't save them from it. Okay. So just know that karma is doing its thing. You don't have to do anything. Okay. You don't have to go for the throat. You need to balance your kindness with your sovereignty, your knowledge. Be diplomatic, but also be sensitive and adaptable. Okay. And then, this card, this is how I knew for sure it was for you. Okay. Refers to a date and time. I rolled the dice for the important date from the past, and then I rolled one for the future. Guess what freaking date came up as an important date in your past? 6th of the 5th, 5th of the 6th. Same one as last time. Okay, important date for the future. I got 2223. So the second of the second, second of the third, third of the second. Crazy, right? Oh, I didn't get fuel. Okay, I'm very late. I've got like 5Ks left in the tank. Last night I said, I'm going to go to gym. I don't even think I locked my car up. I said, I'm going to go to gym because I haven't been going. Because I have been avoiding going to the gym. I don't want to see my person, but I know I'm going to have to eventually. And maybe I just need to rip the Band-Aid off. So I need to like stop letting my fear of being confronted by someone control me. Currently, there's not a lot of fun in my life. I have been majorly avoiding going anywhere, doing anything. Remember what I said about the hair thing? So it turns out I can't remember the name of it. It's like a long name. So remember in my last reading, I said, your man might be balding, because I dropped the card and it landed on like a chunk of hair that had come out. So it turns out I have this thing where when you go through a traumatic event, and I had this period where I had some reproductive issues and my body was not coping. It put my body into like this stress response. When you have like really traumatic events that impact your body, your hair follicles have like a natural couple of phases. So one is like a resting phase, one of them is a growing phase, and one of them is a releasing phase. They go for a certain amount of time, and each hair follicle on your head is in a different phase at any given time, so that, you know, you don't lose all your hair all at the same time. When you go through a traumatic event, it forces your hair follicles to shift phases really quickly, or to push more hair follicles into the next phase prematurely. And so I started losing a lot of hair after I went through this really, I can't speak, oh my gosh. After I went through this, maybe what this person needs to say is about like reproduction. Because why can I not talk when I'm trying to tell you about my hair thing? But it might have something to do with reproduction or something like that, I'm not sure. Maybe this person can't have kids. Maybe this person's infertile. Maybe you want kids because the family card came up in your... Maybe you want kids and this person can't have kids, and maybe that's what they can't tell you, and they think, oh, it'll never work because they want kids. Maybe that's what that is. And that's why they stay away and they think it won't work. There are many ways to have families, by the way, guys. Many, many ways. Me, for one, I was a foster kid and I also grew up homeless. And while I would love to have a kid of my own, I also want to adopt because I wanted that. I wanted that so bad when I was growing up. And maybe if someone, and I did have, when I was living with my teachers, I did have this period where I thought for sure they're going to adopt me, and I tried to be the best. I tried to be the best kid that they'd ever known. It didn't end up happening. I ended up getting relinquished again. Even though I was like, but I'm so well behaved. I do everything you tell me. I'm getting really good grades, blah, blah, blah. But still it didn't stop me from getting relinquished. Oh my gosh, please. I don't want to cry, but yeah. Anyway, I speak to, if I ever get to that phase with a person, to all of my partners about whether they are willing to adopt or not. And I remember with my last partner, I said I didn't want to have biological kids. I said I wanted to adopt, and I wanted to get foster kids. And then we had like this big, like we almost broke up because he didn't want that. He wanted biological kids. There was that compromise and stuff there where I thought, maybe I could be open to having biological kids. I still don't really know where I fall on that, but I know that I want a family. But again, like, you have to have that conversation. Otherwise, you don't know where the other person sits on those things. And I'm glad that I had that conversation with my ex then, because I then knew where he sat on that. I wouldn't be devastated if I were to get pregnant. I also wouldn't be devastated to have an adopted or fostered family. Why was I telling you this? That's right, my hair. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so late. What am I doing? I'm just doing all of my hair. I actually should not have started. I should have tied my hair up. Yeah. Because I said your man might be balding. Yes. So I went through this issue with my person, and it hit me, like my reproductive, there was something that happened and it was a very traumatic event. Your body has a natural response when it goes through a big traumatic event, like a physiological traumatic event, where it pushes your hair follicles prematurely into the next phase. So I thought I was balding. I'm not balding. My body is just trying to deal with trauma, and so it's pushed my hair follicles, or at least you know, some of my hair follicles into the resting phase, and then also into the releasing phase. So not only is some of my hair follicles growing rapidly sooner than what it would have, but also some of my hair follicles are now releasing, and then some of them are resting. I hope this reading gave you some clarity, and I have a feeling that this is not the last time that I'm going to receive cards for whoever this is meant to be for, because you've come out now twice. You have cards in those decks that say you've almost finished helping this person, your time, like, because I do readings for my friends. I've never done them for someone I don't know that's on the internet. Okay? I'm sure I'll see you again. Follow the advice. Process the emotions. Your man is currently not your man. He is someone else's man right now. Don't be jealous, and recognize that they've got issues and no one's doing anything to you, although it feels like it. They're acting from their insecurities. Period. Oh, do you want to see the dice? There you go. That's my thumbnail. I hope that you got clarity. I release your spirit guides back to you, and I release the cards with gratitude. Goodbye.